What's the best way to fight procrastination, maintain focus, and keep productivity flowing throughout the day? It's a question that has deep implications in the life of a student, the very crux that defines the successful from the lacking. Dr. Jubal, MedSchoolInsiders.com. In my search for the answer to this holy grail of conundrums, I landed on the Pomodoro technique. It most certainly answered my prayers regarding maintaining focus, and it provides the drive and discipline that many of us lack. So where did this Pomodoro technique everyone talks about come from? The strategy was invented in the early 1990s by Francesco Cirillo. He named it Pomodoro after the tomato-shaped timer he used to track his work as a university student. Since then, it has gained increasing popularity in various productivity and self-improvement circles. Any large task, assignment, or series of tasks can be broken down into short timed intervals, called Pomodoros. Each is separated by a short break. This takes advantage of the fact that our brains have limited attention spans. The technique uses the short blocks of retention to build a more holistic picture of the task, assignment, series of tasks, or information that you are trying to grasp or learn. This is how to utilize the Pomodoro technique. First, choose a task or series of tasks to be accomplished. For the purposes of pre-med students, think in terms of assignments, papers, and study materials that need to be conquered in each given time frame. Second, set a timer for 25 minutes, either an old-fashioned one or an app on your phone. You can adjust this time depending on your needs and the type of task you're completing, but if it's your first time, begin with a traditional Pomodoro of 25 minutes on, 5 minutes off. Third, continue to work on the task until the timer goes off after 25 minutes. Avoid constantly checking the timer. After all, you're not racing the clock. You're simply trying to divide your material into smaller, more digestible chunks. The timer will let you know when your time is done. Your aim is to be efficient, focused, and disciplined while avoiding external temptations. Fourth, when your timer goes off after 25 minutes, take a 5-minute break. Make sure to get up and move during this time. Do not take a break in the exact same spot you are working. Now is the time to use the bathroom, grab a refill on your water or snack, stretch, or complete simple exercises. It's a short break, so don't get started on any other distracting tasks like checking your email or social media. The time will go by fast. Fifth, repeat the 25 minutes of focused work followed by another 5-minute break. After 4 Pomodoro cycles, take a longer break of 20 minutes. Repeat the entire process as many times as needed until you have accomplished what you set out to do. Do your best to limit distractions during your Pomodoro cycles. The whole point is 25 minutes of intense focus. Do not check Facebook, Reddit, or even the Med School Insiders YouTube channel. Give your absolute focus to the task at hand. I put my phone on airplane or do not disturb mode. Be careful though, as do not disturb mode can affect the notifications of your timer app if you're using your phone. This is one of the reasons I use physical hourglass timers instead. They look great on my desk and they prevent me from picking up my phone in between timers. The more you can do to limit distractions, the better. If a call, message, or person in your vicinity does make it through, use the inform, negotiate, callback strategy. First, inform the distracting party that you're in the middle of something important. Second, negotiate a time when you can get back to them. And third, call back when your Pomodoro is complete and you're ready to address their needs. But only use this strategy as a last resort. Do all that you can to mitigate distractions using do not disturb modes and other physical cues, like wearing headphones, closing your door, or if necessary, putting a sign on your door. So, when is the Pomodoro technique most effective? Pomodoro is a tool I wish I discovered and incorporated during my undergraduate studies. I only found out about it in medical school, so I came a bit late to the party, but I can wholly attest to it being vital to my academic success. When I couldn't convince myself to study a particularly dull and boring subject, I got a Pomodoro app started and forced myself to do at least one cycle. By making the commitment small, it was much easier to get started. I've always found that upon completion of the cycle, the task that seemed so daunting a cycle ago is overtaken by the momentum of the task I started. Building that small bit of momentum means I usually never have a problem moving forward. I found it useful for reading textbook chapters, going through my Anki decks, getting started on background reading for research projects, and outlining content ideas for this channel. Because Pomodoro is a productivity system, don't feel obligated to always take a break if you're in the groove. Sometimes it's to your benefit to just keep chugging along once you've built some momentum, and it feels great to be making progress toward your goal. However, for longer days where you'll be studying dense subject material or practicing problems for most of the day, I suggest you take the breaks, as this sustains your stamina and prevents burnout. Although it is incredibly powerful, the Pomodoro technique isn't beneficial in all scenarios. I stopped using a Pomodoro timer whenever I was reviewing lectures, as they naturally had built-in places for breaks in between lectures. Generally, you can review one lecture, take a brief break, and move on to the next. These breaks are more natural than the timed breaks of Pomodoro. When I studied chemistry or physics and did practice problems, I'd often get into a groove and sometimes into a true flow state, especially with music. In these instances, Pomodoro would have been disruptive. It was better to go for 2 to 3 hours continuously without a break, as my level of focus was already high. It wasn't worth disturbing that state with a timed break, even if I wouldn't be able to sustain that level of focus for the whole day. I've also found Pomodoro less helpful for prolonged periods of concentration when conducting research, data analysis, or long-form writing. Pomodoro is a template to help you increase your productivity, but for some tasks, it may be better to alter the timing intervals. Personally, I'm a fan of the 30-5-minute allocation, as this works perfectly with my 30 and 5-minute hourglass timers. The ones I use are linked in the description if you'd like to get them yourself. In the past, I sometimes stretched to 50-10-minute ratios with good results. Continue to tailor the intervals to your own personal study style, as well as the type of task you're working on. Remember that Pomodoro is only a tool. It's up to you to maintain discipline when following your timer, and you'll still need to mitigate distractions during this time. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more student-focused videos that tell it like it is. We release one video a week and have a huge backlog of videos on study strategies, lifestyle advice, and the pre-med roadmap. By subscribing, you'll be able to participate in giveaways, vote in polls to determine what videos we make next, and take a crack at our weekly trivia. Check out our study strategies playlist and 5 Pomodoro mistakes to avoid.